and welcome to Trucking Along with Kearsey. That's me, your positive voice in trucking. And it's 4th of July weekend. Look, my nails, woo! Even my little headset, I'm all like prepared and patriotic. If you've watched my previous video, then you'll know that I have come onto a lease truck. I turned in my company truck. I joined a mini fleet, so I'm still a company driver, driving for a lease purchase truck. Having a good time. Great fleet owner. He allowed me to go back to my own fleet manager, so I got that going. It's awesome. My fleet manager was forced to go lease a month ago. So, but I'm gonna tell you, there is a difference. I always thought, being a company driver, I was told that the loads are the same. And I've been told by my lease friends when I was, when I got a good load, they'd be like, oh, that's a good paying load. Oh, I want that load. Oh, why can't I get that load? What I'm learning is the lease loads that are high paying are relatively short. And because the lease op wants that high paying load that's short with fewer miles, I'm in docks more often. Cat again. Come here. Come here. Say hi to the camera. Look up here. Wait, she don't look up. Oh well, she don't want to talk. Hey, on the company side, I wasn't in 2 and 3 docks a day. I wasn't at 2 or 3 customers a day. And like today, I went and I picked up in Chicago. I went and delivered in Indiana. It was only like 280 miles, but to me it felt like all day. Because I'm getting less miles. As a company driver, I get paid on the miles. My mini fleet owner is pretty cool, where if it's under certain miles, he's throwing extra money at me, which is cool. But I did I've only done this for 2.5 weeks, solo. So the first week was a half week and I got 1,500 miles. The second week I got 1,500 miles. The third week, this is the third week now, I got 3,100 miles, but it's part of that was carried over. I'm really averaging more like 2,000 miles a week, which is very little for me. I'm used to 2,800, 3,000 miles. I had said to somebody one time that leasing was harder work, and I didn't want to do that. And they were like, no, it's easy. I'm like, no, it's harder work because you just seem to be in customers a lot more. Not to say that I haven't gotten a couple longer loads, but what I prefer is a load that's going to be 600-700 miles that can, flow into more than one drive shift. Because what happens is I feel like I never really get a flow. And then it's really weird because then sometimes they put a big time frame in between the loads. So whereas before, I'm still pre-planned. Like, I know when I leave one customer where I'm going to the next customer. But they'll put like a whole day in between there. I don't know if that's something that's going on because freight is bad, so comment down below and let me know. Is that happening to you? Are you getting loads that have like a lot more time to the pickup or a lot more time to the delivery? I have noticed that they're less willing to repower. It's more of a, oh, we think you can make it type of situation, rather than, hey, you said you might not make it, so therefore we'll swap it out. We'll have another driver do it. And one reason is that when you're on a company fleet, your company fleet manager can tell somebody, hey, go repower this, it only has 100 miles left on it. no problem. Or 60 miles left on it, no problem. On the lease side, they can't just force somebody to do that last 100 miles or 60 miles. Who's going to want to do that? Nobody. So it seems like there's more pressure on the lease side to make that load, because nobody's going to come and rescue it, if you will. I don't like that. I don't like that because I think that is unsafe. I think the situation happened with me the other day where the appointment time to the receiver was not set yet. I wound up having to do like 650 miles, and I was barely given enough time to take a 10-hour break in there and get it done. And I wound up driving through bad weather, which slowed me down, and I really didn't think I was going to make it. And when I told dispatch, I don't think I'm going to make this. You know, in the past it would have been like, okay, well, we're going to swap you out or drop this here or whatever. This time it was, well, you're 260 miles away, and then you can take a 10-hour break, and if you take exactly a 10-hour break and then drive at 65 miles per hour, you should get there with 10 minutes to spare. And 10 minutes to spare, a half hour to spare that's not on time to me. You know, it's just not on time to me. So I think I understand a little bit more why some of these people are either late or just like getting in barely, like by the skin of their teeth. Never had that before. Something else that's really interesting is I've been in Chicago more in the past 2 weeks than I've been in Chicago like the entire 7.5 years. Now it's like, oh, I know that street. Oh, okay. Some of the customers actually aren't bad, but you know, it's kind of interesting where they're placing me. I'm getting good paying loads, but they're not necessarily good paying for me. They're good paying for the fleet manager. They're good paying for the owner of the fleet, the owner op. Running wise, it's no different as far as being micromanaged. Not micromanaged now, wasn't micromanaged on the company side. Everybody lease ops make a big deal about fueling on the company side. Oh, I don't want to ask for fuel. Well, guess what? It's really not that different. I think the one thing that is different, that is annoying me a little bit, again, Alan, it's the first time you fill a reefer. Well, actually, every time you fill a reefer, you get a message that says, is this your first time filling the reefer? If so, hit yes and respond, and then scan in the receipt, blah, blah, blah. I never had to do that before. And they always seem to send that message after I leave. So I have to sit there and make a mental note, or even write it down as soon as I can to remember to reply to that. Put a little post-it note on the dash that says, respond to reefer message. To be honest with you, answering that message takes as much time as it used to say, I need reefer fuel at location blah, blah, blah. That's no different. Routing's no different. See a route, they give you a route, you like it, you go for it. If you don't, you don't. If there's detours, you go around the detours. I have to pay more attention to the tolls. I'm trying to avoid tolls, but they've had me going back and forth across Chicago, so I can't really avoid tolls. I'm going to hit tolls on 90, on 80. I'm going to hit tolls on, on 294. There's nothing I can do about it. As a company driver, didn't care. On a lease truck, I kind of care. And one thing that I was concerned about was repairs. But the fleet owner just basically told me, don't worry about it. Go take the truck through the terminal, get it looked at. When you go home, every 6 weeks, 8 weeks, whatever. Me living in Springfield, it's actually not bad because I've been able to get back to Springfield twice already. Spend the night in my own apartment, in my own bed, while the truck is either the trailer's getting worked on, or I just happen to have time and I was passing through and I had a lot of time on load, so it was just like, okay, well, I'll spend the night and go deliver in the morning. So there you have it. There's a difference between lease and company. Not much. Really? Not much. I'm a little more tired. whether company or lease, when you need extra sleep, you just message and say, here's my PTA, and you get your sleep. I did that the other day. I ran down my 70 anyway, so I needed some time to build it back up. So comment down below and let me know, do you like short loads of like 300, 400 miles, or would you prefer loads that are 700, 800, 900 miles or more? And thanks again for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I hope to see you out here trucking along. Bye.